Yeah, we'll wait 2 more minutes just for few participants to join.
So can I share my screen?
You can share, but we'll wait for 2 more minutes just.
Okay, no problem. I will just share and check.
सो रहा है क्या अंदर? Yeah, I can start.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. So, thank you all for coming for this evening session. So today we have a very special guest. He is Dr. Jayant Kumar Mohanta. Recently, he became assistant professor in IIT Jodhpur in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. So let me give you a brief introduction about him. So Dr. Jayant Kumar Mohanta, he did his B.Tech in Department of Mechanical Engineering at IIT Kanpur, at IIT Indore from 2010 to 2014. And that from the same college, he completed his P.h.D. just after his B.Tech. And he completed his PhD in just 4 years. So to complete a PhD in just 4 years is not an easy thing. It requires a lot of hard work and a lot of intelligence. So yes, he completed his PhD in just 4 years. And he then came to IIT Kanpur for his postdoc in robotics under Professor Laxmidhar Behera. And he worked on various interesting projects, just like he was given the project of TCS and various other companies, yes. And now he recently got appointed on the post of assistant professor at IIT Jodhpur in mechanical department. So I think 10 days back he went to IIT Jodhpur, yes, and he's very expert in teaching the science of Krishna consciousness in a very interesting and in a very thoughtful manner. Yes, so now you will get to know about that. You will have experience of that. And so what is the topic for today? The topic for today is the different level of happiness. So yes, there are different levels of happiness. The levels of the happiness that you experience on the bodily level, the happiness that you experience due to your senses, okay, then the happiness that you experience on subtle level means on the level of mind. So yes, fame, if someone is praising you, okay, then if you are praised by someone, then that is a kind of that gives a kind of pleasure to you, right? So that is also a kind of happiness on the level of mind. So on the level of false ego also there is a happiness, okay. So Dr. Jayant Mohanta, he will discuss on that very elaborately. So now I hand over to Jayant Prabhu. Yes, so Hare Krishna, Jayant Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Anil Prabhu. Okay, so nice briefing. So at least you have some idea of the session now. Anil was saying that we are going to discuss about different levels of happiness. So मुझे लगा I will keep it secret. जब session reveal होगा तब पता चलेगा what are different levels of happiness. But still, everyone is looking for happiness. So somebody asked why you came to IIT, because definitely it will give us some happiness, or else why would you put your hard work, endeavor throughout your, raat ki neend kharab karke, and we have sacrificed so much to do our coachings and sacrificed time with our friends, and we have done day and night hard work. So finally, the result of all the endeavors is to get happiness. Somebody asked, abhi kyun mehnat kar rahe ho? Why? Because future mein happiness milega, So and कोई पूछे कि आप आप रात भर जग के क्यों मूवी देख रहे हो? तो आईटी में देखते हैं बहुत सारे बच्चे रात भर जग के मूवी देखते हैं, एंड बोलता है आई वांट टू बिकम हैप्पी बाय सीइंग द मूवी. मुझे लगता है कि मैं मूवी देखूंगा तो मुझे हैप्पीनेस मिलेगा. फिर when you see that कोई पूछेगा कि why you smoke or why you drink, so he also says the same thing. मुझे इससे क्या मिलेगा? I will get happiness out of it. Drinking या smoking से मुझे happiness मिलेगा. So now we have to see what are the different levels of happiness, and which happiness is long term and which happiness is short term, and how you experience those happiness. And now the diagram, in the front, the slides, I think, is visible to you. You can see that there are two people working. Both are working, and there are three kind of ropes controlling them. Basically, this is Mother Nature who is controlling all of us. So how we are being controlled? We are controlled by three modes of material nature, and they are called goodness, passion, and ignorance. So note it down: goodness, passion, and ignorance. I don't think there is a quiz today, but still, you please note it down. It will be good for you. There is goodness, passion, and ignorance. Okay, sattva, raja, and tama. Sattva gun, rajagun, tamagun. Okay, three things are there. So now, if you now try to analyze happiness based on three gunas: happiness and goodness, happiness and passion, and happiness and ignorance. Now we have three categories of happiness. So how that would look like? So I won't be saying my words. I will directly take from what Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter. Krishna has said in 18th chapter, this is 37th shloka of 18th chapter. You can go and check yourself also. This is there. That which in the beginning may be like poison, but at the end, just like nectar, and which awakens one into self-realization, is said to be happiness in mode of goodness. So like, initially poison, but nectar in the end. So what that kind of happiness is called mode of goodness. Like, waking up early in the morning, oh, it's painful. But in long run, see, every health expert will say getting up early is good. Taking, the food which is in mode of goodness is good. Which is healthy food is good. And initially may be painful. Waking up early in the morning may be painful. Getting into yoga, getting into chanting, meditation may be painful in the beginning. But in long run, they becomes an asset for you. So they are in happiness in mode of goodness. Another kind of happiness which Krishna talks about is happiness in mode of passion. So Krishna says that happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with their objects, and which appears like nectar at the end, but nectar in the big first, but poison in the end. It is said to be nature of passion. So goodness, initially painful, but last mein you become happy. Mode of passion, initially happy, initially maza aayega, but at the end it becomes painful. So suppose you eat one rasgulla, then you eat two rasgulla, then you eat three rasgulla, then you eat four rasgulla, and then you start vomiting rasgulla. Then it is called, initially aapko acha laga, but later on it starts becoming trouble if you do it more. So in this way, what is there? Happiness in mode of passion. There's another kind of happiness. This is called and happiness, which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, and which arises from sleep, laziness, illusion, is said to be in the nature of ignorance. So we have learned three things, goodness, passion, and ignorance. But I didn't define goodness, passion, and ignorance. And because I cannot define goodness, passion, and ignorance, because who has defined it? Obviously, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has already defined what is goodness, what is passion, and what is ignorance. I will just show you. I will share my screen. I will just show you what Krishna has to tell about goodness, passion, and ignorance. I will just simply, immediately, I will jump back to the topic. Just we'll look into what is written in Bhagavad Gita about goodness, passion, and ignorance. So, 14th chapter, 3 modes of material nature. It tells about what are the 3 modes. So, I will only go through text, not by the Sanskrit verse. See, text 5 says, material nature consists of 3 modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by these modes. O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than others, is illuminating, and it frees one from sinful reaction. Those situated in mode of in this mode become conditioned by sense of happiness and knowledge. So goodness binds you with happiness and knowledge. Okay, isko bhi note kar lo. Goodness binds you with happiness and knowledge. Okay, goodness binds you with happiness and knowledge. Second, mode of passion is born. Ye text 7 pad raha hu. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings. O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions. So, mode of passion kya hoga? Material fruitive actions. Material fruitive actions. Mode of goodness, happiness and knowledge. Mode of passion, material fruitive action. Okay. Then third, text 8. O son of Bharata, O son of Bharata, know that the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is delusion of all embodied living entities. The result of this mode are madness, indolence, and sleep, which binds the conditioned soul. So, iska kya symptom hai? Madness, sadness. Okay, itna just for ease. So, goodness, happiness, and knowledge, you will be bind with happiness and knowledge. Mode of passion binds you with fruitive action. Ye karna hai, ye karna hai, ye karna hai. Next, ab ye karna hai. And mode of ignorance, sadness, madness. Okay. So now, can you select the mode? I want to be in goodness, I want to be in passion, or I want to be in ignorance. Can you select? So no. You can only select your actions. You can select your desires. But nature is going to avoid you. Some nature is going to bind you with something. So, in 17th chapter, very elaborately it is explained what kind of food, if you eat, nature will award you goodness, passion, or ignorance based on what kind of food you eat, at what time you wake up. If you wake up early in the morning, nature will give him 10% goodness. Then okay, he is eating food which is of mode of goodness, give him 20% more mode of goodness. Oh, he ate some mode of passion thing. Okay, so give him 10% passion. So in this way, out of 100% personality, the kind of selection you are making throughout the day will decide the kind of nature you are having. And based on that nature, your overall activity, overall consciousness will behave like that. You will be happy and knowledgeable simply by being in mode of goodness. If you are restless throughout the day, I have to do this, I have to do this. That is because mode of passion is driving you. And then mode of ignorance, कुछ नहीं करना है मेरे को, सोना है, सोने दो, कुछ नहीं करना है मुझे, पढ़ाई भी नहीं करनी है, खेलना भी नहीं है, let me sleep, मुझे कुछ नहीं करना है दुनिया में. Then it is the effect. This effect comes due to mode of ignorance. So we can discuss this topic, sometimes later. And Professor Behera takes this very elaborately. What are the practices in goodness, passion, and ignorance? So sometimes you can conduct the session. Which practices? practices, practical life tips which are in goodness, how to keep yourself in goodness all the time. So that kind of topic you can ask from Professor Behera. Time being, I will cover the part of happiness. Now, Krishna has described in 18th chapter. I will come back to my slides. Krishna is saying that the happiness which is initially painful but later gives joy isn't goodness. Means you first put endeavor and later enjoy the results. First pay, then enjoy. So this kind of happiness is mode of goodness. So first you pay it and then you enjoy it. Means first you put endeavor for it, then you gain it. So for example, suppose I want a car and I take it on loan. So first I enjoyed it, but later, oh yaar, installment pay karna hai 5 saal tak. अरे यार मेरी जॉब चली जाएगी तो क्या होगा? I cannot give up my job. मेरा बॉस चिल्लाता है, but I cannot give up my job because मुझे installment pay करना है, because I have purchased a car 3 years back and 5 years I have to pay the loan. You know, such a troublesome situation. Oh my God! And installment is like 30,000, 40,000. 15 लाख की कार खरीदो, 40,000, 50,000 उसका installment होगा. And then you will be like, oh my God, I cannot give up my job, although it is unbearable. That means you initially enjoy it, but later you are suffering. For many, many years, you have to pay the installment. So this is a kind of happiness, which is a mode of passion. Although we do it, but it's a happiness in mode of passion. But suppose you first earn the money by savings and go and purchase the car and later enjoying the car. So that kind of happiness is in long term, that is in mode of goodness. And similarly, mode of ignorance, happiness in mode of ignorance, I will give you an example. Like, you know, people do this smoking, drinking. I have, when I was in BTech, I was in IIT Indore, and my hostel friends, you know, there will be a group, you know, things, these things work out in a group only because they contribute money and then bring a bottle of wine or something, and they drink it, and throughout the night they sleep. And that's so, I've seen that, you know, these people, they pass urine on the same bed where they're lying because they'll remain unconscious for around 7 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, and they pass urine on the same bed. And on their urine, they are sleeping. And my God, such a pathetic condition. And morning, they're getting, oh, it's headache, man, bring some lemon, bring some lemon. So initially they were saying, अरे यार दिमाग खराब हो गया, दुनिया में सब बेकार है, थोड़ा मजाक करते हैं. So they brought some kind of intoxicants. They drank it, and then थोड़ा illusory happiness they got. चढ़ गई है, चलो थोड़ा मजा आ गया. And then again, अरे headache है, and they're lying on their dirty place, on their own urine, and the people seeing it from outside can see that he's suffering. My God, from the beginning to end they're suffering. But in between, they felt some happiness. थोड़ी चढ़ गई थी ना? The little happiness they felt, that is illusory in nature. That is not real in nature. So that kind of happiness is a mode of ignorance. Happiness felt in illusion. थोड़ा illusion में मजा आ गया. लेकिन reality में tension वैसी है. The life is going the similar way. So that is kind of happiness people experience in mode of ignorance. Okay, now let us see level wise. Okay, so now we'll grow up. Okay, so starting from happiness from the level of senses. ठीक है? So कौन बताएगा? कोई chat box में बताओ. Are you the body or the soul? आप body हो या soul हो? Who are you? Body or soul? Soul. अच्छा कोई बताओ कौन सी soul हो आप? प्लास्टिक की soul कि रबर की soul? Anyone? कोई जवाब नहीं आ रहा?
So we are a part of supreme soul.
Okay, you are spirit soul. Correct answer. You are spirit soul. So spirit soul, in this way. So if you are not this body, you are spirit soul. Your happiness at the level of soul is the real happiness. But you still, because you have the body, so you also experience the happiness experienced by the body. So now let us try to analyze them. So at the level of senses, at the level of senses. What are the pleasure you have? What is the pleasure you have? Can you type? I want people to be little active. थोड़ा भी कोई QA होगा, you just type whosoever you know. Senses के level पे क्या pleasure है? Tasty food, yes. Tongue cover. अब eyes, nose, ears, finger बचा है. Beautiful view. Okay, fine. Eyes are also gone. Music, ear is gone. Okay. Alok Kumar is quite fast. Fragrance, soft touch. Okay, skin is gone. जैसे कि अब गर्मी लग रही है, अब क्या करोगे? एसी चलाओगे, है ना? ठंड लग रही है, जैकेट ओढ़ लोगे. So this is also क्या? Giving pleasure to the skin. हम आग के सामने हाथ दे देते हैं, तो that is also there. Okay, so fragrance, music, we have covered almost. Okay, nice fragrance. We put up perfume, deos. So there's a level of senses. So I will give 4 things. Okay, sexual attraction. Yes. So I will give 4 categories. Okay, 4 categories. So you can remember: eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. Eating, mating, sleeping, defending. And everything I think will be covered in this 4 categories: eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. You're all pleasure at the level of body. Eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Or your fragrance aroma is remaining, so that you can add to that. Okay, eating, mating, sleeping, defending, and sleeping, defending. And defending, what comes like your home or the jacket you wear. When too much hot come, you go inside a AC room or a cooler room. So that is a kind of defense mechanism. And you feel too much of cold, you wear some kind of protection. So that is a kind of defense. And eating, you, the tongue, taste buds, and then you hear nice things. So that is eating, mating, sleeping, defending. They are the basic fundamental of pleasure at the body level. And yes, there is pleasure in all the things, all the 4 things, there is pleasure. But this pleasure, if you see, animals enjoy more than human beings. This capacity to sleep is more in animals. Like for example, polar bear can sleep for 6 months. We cannot sleep for more than 12 hours. So you have to be really great sleeper. Then only you can sleep till 12 hours, because after that you feel thirsty, you feel hungry. So it's very difficult. At least like me, people like me, I cannot sleep more than 6-7 hours. After that feels like, अरे कितना देर पड़े रहेंगे. So so much to work to do, but we cannot sleep more. We cannot sleep even for 2 days, 1 day. Like, but there are the bears, the polar bear. They can sleep for 6 months. They can eat at a time that they can store fat worth of 6 months. So, and then sexual attraction. So sexual attraction, the human body does not have capacity to have sex also. Like a human body, how many sexual intercourse, means how many orgasms one can have. Like maybe if somebody does once, he has no strength. But if like animal like pigeon, they can have up to 12 in 1 hour itself. So these animals are higher in that. If you think of eating, we don't have the capacity even to eat much. We don't have the capacity to eat much because elephant, if you want to enjoy eating, elephant can eat kilos and tons of grass and different kinds of plants. But we cannot even more than, if we eat little more, we will have trouble. Either we'll vomit or there will be loose motion. So for us, it's difficult. We cannot even enjoy eating to the fullest extent. Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. And defending means we have to find a job, we have to make a home. It is total anxiety for us. So if you see this level, there is so little pleasure is there, there is pain is also there. Professor Behera has discussed about purifying, eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Remember, if you remember his session, so he discussed about if you categorize all these things in mode of goodness, this will be purifying. At the same time, if you apply all these things, eating, mating, sleeping, defending, in passion and ignorance, then what will happen? It will be degrading your life. So senses. But yes, there is a level of happiness at level of senses. Coming up, higher than senses, I told you, is mind. Higher than senses is level of mind. So mind के level पे happiness कैसे होता है? Goal से I can eat, but mind को तो मैं खाना नहीं सकता. How can we have winning? But winning नहीं, ये दूसरे level पे आएगा. I will tell you more. But when you hear some music, who enjoys? You enjoy the level of mind. When you hear music, when you see a drama, does eyes enjoy or mind enjoy? When you see a movie, eyes enjoy or the mind enjoys? When you see a nice story, wow, thoughts, exactly, thoughts at the level of thoughts, something which create nice thoughts in you. Oh, nice thoughts, like, you know, behti hawa sa tha wo. You know that music, everyone knows. It's from Three Idiots. So this is what, this is gives some kind of pleasure as soon we hear nice motivational thoughts. So all this kind of movies, the kind of, you went to a drama, you see a drama, you went to a function, you're seeing very nice arrangements and nice decorations, nice music. So this kind of things gives pleasure to the mind. Okay, pleasure to the mind. When you see nice arrangement, nice movies, you hear nice thought process goes on, somebody speaks to you very nicely, that also gives pleasure. Maybe Surila nahi ga raha hai, but the content of his word is something very interesting, so that gives also pleasure to the mind. So in this way, the way when you chant morning, there is a chanting session in morning. When you chant, what happens? Minds get purified because you hear. So by hearing, we can give food to the mind. So in this way, when we hear something, when we watch a movie, or we hear some music, it affects our mind. So in this way, we enjoy at the level of mind. And remember, one can give up sensual enjoyment if he comes little up. He can give up because there's a higher level. Above, this is more than senses. So mind and senses. So sometimes, you know, food looks more tastier in mind. Pizza khaunga. So mind, it looks very attractive. I will eat samosa. When you eat samosa, sometimes just socha tha waisa nahi hai. Means that the mind, it is giving more pleasure. So mind is a higher level than senses. Sometimes we enjoy more in mind, but when actual thing comes, arey yaar, maza hi nahi aaya, because it is at the level of senses. But mind mein socha tha, oh, ye to bahut acha lagega. But when it comes to the level of senses, it does not appeal much. So this is mind. But there is something above than mind, you know, is intelligence. Intelligence के level पे कैसे enjoy करेगा? अब तो mind के level पे आपने movie देख ली, you enjoy at the level of mind. थोड़ा music सुन लिया, थोड़े गाने सुन लिए, you know, थोड़ा drama देख लिया, you know, so किसी function में चले गए. Contemplating, okay. अच्छा, give me in chat box ready हो जाओ. Tell me, if you are playing chess, you are not eating, you are sitting at one place, okay, कोई music नहीं चल रहा, chess चल रहा है, black white, घोड़ा प्यादा, and all these are going on. At what level you are enjoying? I have seen people playing chess 4 hours, 5 hours without eating, without drinking water. What level they are enjoying? कौन बताएगा? At what level they are enjoying? Chat box. Intelligence, yes. Mayank Chaurasya is active. So at the level of intelligence, he is enjoying chess. Research. Have you seen these P.h.D scholars? रात भर जाके काम करते हैं, पेपर लिखते हैं. किसी को मजा भी आ रहा है, कोई मजे के लिए भी कर रहा है, कोई को जबरदस्ती कर रहा है, बट इन कुछ को मजा भी आ रहा है. किस लेवल पे मजा आ रहा है? When they are able to solve differential equations. क्या मजा आ रहा है, मैंने बहुत बड़ा, I have searched, find out something very special. ये मजा कौन से लेवल पे? माइंड के लेवल पर है, इंटेलिजेंस के लेवल पर है, इंटेलिजेंस के लेवल पर है. एंड व्हेन यू गिवन जेई, अभी भी दिया है आपने, आई थिंक आपने कभी फिजिक्स का खुद से इंटीग्रल किया है? कभी डिफरेंशियल एलिमेंट लेके खुद से इंटीग्रेट किया और खुद से करेक्ट आंसर कभी आ गया हो तो मजा आता है. मेरे को तो मजा आता था. आई यूज्ड टू एंजॉय अ लॉट. खुद से डिफरेंशियल एलिमेंट लेके एंड देन you integrate it throughout the boundary, and then you finally get the correct answer which matches. My God, that intellectual enjoyment is uncomparable. So intellectual enjoyment. which surpasses, अगर आप intellectual level पे enjoy करोगे ना, आप ये senses के level वाला भूल जाओगे. Intellectual, when you able to understand something very new, that gives intellectual pleasure. So if you able to enjoy at this level now, you can overcome sensual level, you can overcome mental level. So sometimes, you know, Gyanis, they are able to overcome sleep, they were able to eat, they are able to overcome the desire of the sex attraction or the demands of the mind simply by focusing on the spiritual knowledge, the Gyanis. So people have done it. The intelligence is such a big faculty that simply contemplating at this level also they will deliver you or raise you up above the level of senses and minds. But now, let us go a little higher. इससे भी ऊपर कुछ है, बोलता है, क्यों नहीं है? Ego, identity. Tell me now, how to enjoy at the level of ego? Yes, I think सबको थोड़ा बुद्धि लगाना चाहिए. लगाइए chat box में बताइए मुझे. Fame, okay. Proving someone wrong, great. Leader, okay, by becoming a leader. And और कुछ. Okay, so should I give a generalized term? Generalized term is proving yourself better than others. ठीक है? Better than others. So ego को बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Proving yourself better than others. So you feel nice. अरे ego को बहुत pleasure मिलता है कि मैं दूसरों से अच्छा, मैं 10 pointer. अरे तू 8 pointer, मैं 10 pointer. Then you feel ego gets satisfied. I am good. I am better than you. I remember there was a cleaner at our lab. So he used to clean our tables, computers, and then his duty was changed to toilets. So when I went to toilet, he was saying, "आपके लैब में सफाई होती है?" बोलते हैं, हाँ हो रही है, लेकिन वो इतना अच्छे से साफ नहीं कर रहा. बोलता हाँ, you know, जब मैं होता था, तो मैं सारा कंप्यूटर भी मैं साफ करता था, पूरा टेबल भी मैं साफ करता था. You know, when I was there, cleaning was so nice. But देखो मैं चला गया तो now nobody is taking care. So no, he is taking pride in cleaning because I clean better than other person. So you know that gives pleasure to the ego. I do better than others. So this gives pleasure to the ego. Nobel Prize. I got Nobel Prize. You know, very rare award offered to only few scientists every year, and I am one of them. Other scientists, I am a Nobel laureate. So in that way, I am better than others. I am better than others. I am better than you. So this is ego, egoistic pleasure. So for egoistic pleasure, I have seen people have overcome the lower levels. Even they don't count other levels. Suppose somebody is going to get a Nobel Prize, na, he can give up all the pleasure, pura pain leke, he will go to the place where ceremony is there, but taking all pain, he will go there and just to receive the award. Sometimes this egoistic things are so driven by egoistic things. So ego is above the level of intelligence. Ego means also identity, how you identify yourself. When just see, you watch cricket match today. I think there is a cricket match going between India and England, because I was getting updates on my mobile phone, so I know that there is a match between India and England. So if India wins, why you feel happy? Players are good in their side also. Why you feel happy when India wins? Somebody in chat box, please reply. Why you feel happy when India wins?
We are Indians, and so we are.
Yes, you identify yourself with this country. We feel superior. Oh, हम जीत गए, ये England हार गया. And I have seen ego that my country is best. Yes, and IPL में तो क्या होता था? IPL, have you seen IPL? उसमें तो country के mix up होते हैं. Still, अगर अपने city की country जीतती है, then you feel good. Why? I remember चेन्नई में धोनी को बहुत like करते थे. चेन्नई, my father was posted there in Chennai, and they liked Dhoni so much because he made them win many times. And they like them because they feel I am from Chennai, and our Chennai Super Kings won. Amazing. So they feel egoistic happiness. We are better than others. So this kind of thing, because you identify yourself with something. So that ego gives you identity, and that identity is superior to other identities. So that's why this is the enjoyment you feel when you feel at the level of ego. So let me just you tell me, you before jumping into another, eating, mating, sleeping, defending, movie, music, drama, research, intellectual things, problem solving, proving yourself to be better. How many of this, tell me, out of this happiness, which is permanent or long run? Which is permanent? None. So, and you see, none of these things makes you happy actually. So Yanshu, Jayesh and Alok told none. So actually, none of these things makes you happy. None of these things makes you happy. Then what makes you happy? What you are looking for? What you are looking for? Okay, so let me tell you, suspense nahi rakhte hain. Soul is Sat Chit Anand. Sat Chit Anand. That means इसको चाहिए unlimited. Unlimited. कुछ भी चाहिए ना इसको, happiness permanent चाहिए. Unlimited and uninterrupted. Interruption नहीं चाहिए. Soul does not want interruption. Soul want continuous happiness, and soul want unlimited happiness. Now, which is unlimited? See, people are fooling you. People fools you. Advertisement people fools you by giving you this word unlimited. देखो, जब भी mess में कभी कुछ special बनता है, when there is some special thing in mess, and he says, हम पूछते हैं कितना ले सकते हैं? 1, 2, कहता है unlimited है. Reality is we feel happy, unlimited, because that is related to our soul. We want unlimited pleasure. And when somebody says unlimited, although I cannot eat unlimited, but somebody says, kitna le sakte hain? If he says unlimited, as much you like, that's what I want, unlimited. Mobile mein kitni baat kar sakte hain? You have 24 hours, but when say the plan is you have unlimited talk time, so you feel happy. Yes, unlimited. I can talk unlimited. So yes, unlimited data pack makes us feel happy. Alok Mishra already told. मेरे मुंह के वर्ड्स छीन लिए. Anyway, so when Jio says unlimited internet मिलेगा, अभी तो limited हो गया. But you know, if Jio says unlimited, although we cannot use unlimited, but if somebody says unlimited, we feel very happy. How much I can enjoy? He says unlimited. Oh, that's because that's the nature of soul. Soul wants unlimited happiness, and it wants unlimited happiness and unlimited joy. So now it wants permanent happiness. Yes, permanent. So how to get that happiness? So we have to find out what is stopping me to make it happy. Soul want to be happy permanently, but it is unable to become happy. Like I am a soul, I am not this body, but what is making me unhappy? So let us analyze. Okay, let us analyze. So Krishna says we have total 6 enemies of our eternal nature. Eternal nature is spirit soul, which is material distraction, Jayesh told. But actually there are 6 things. Okay, you can note down these 6 things. 5n plus 1, 6. Okay. So 6 things are lust, greed, anger, envy, illusion, and pride. Okay. Lust, anger, envy, काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद, मात्सर्य. Lust, greed, anger, envy, illusion, pride. I am missing something. Kam, krodh, lobh, moh, illusion. Okay. Lust, greed, anger, envy, illusion, and pride. Okay, so these are the 6 things. Lust, greed, anger, envy, illusion, and pride. These 6 things. So how to overcome these 6 things? If you able to overcome these 6 things, the soul will become pure, and it will able to experience something called loving reciprocation with every other living being, and loving reciprocation with the supreme soul. Because this loving reciprocation makes someone happy. Because at the level, you don't want this eating, meeting, clipping, defending. At the end, you don't want this intellectual juggleries. You don't want at the level of that I am better than others. You want, the soul want to love somebody and want to loved by somebody. It want to expresses its love to someone and want to receive love from someone. And for how much? Unlimited for and uninterrupted. And this thing satisfied only in case when he makes a relationship with the super soul, and super soul reciprocates himself by loving reciprocation. Like Krishna is God, and he expand himself for all of his devotees. Like, Yashoda Maya, she loves Krishna eternally. Actually, the past time we see in this earth, that is for short time. But Krishna, Yashoda Maya, they are eternally staying there. And then Krishna expands as Dwarikadesh Krishna. Then he has 16,108 wives. It's not that he's staying one day with one wife, second day with other wife. He expands himself in 16,108. And now everyone is able to reciprocate with the Supreme Person. So actual joy is in loving exchanges, loving reciprocation. Now, but Krishna says that, we have the super soul has individual relationship with each soul. And how he serves and how that relationship, the mellow or the exchange will happen based on the mood of the soul. The kind of mood the soul is able to develop, based on that, Lord reciprocates. If somebody wants to serve as a parent and children relationship, so Lord reciprocate. Okay, I can be your child, you become my mother, or you become my father. So based on the mood of the soul, the reciprocation happens. So loving reciprocation is the key. But how that loving reciprocation, even in this material world, has become so difficult because of these 6 anarthas, which are lust, greed, anger, envy, illusion, and pride. So how to overcome all these 6 things? We can start from pride, and then go backward towards lust. But something we need strength to hold on, which can actually help us to purify all these 6 things. So that's why this chanting, when we chant with full attention, neglecting any thought which is coming to the mind, with full attention we chant. This chanting is so powerful. It is able to remove all these 6 anarthas from our hearts. Even it will remove the tendency to do sinful activity. Even we have maybe the upper level, it is removed. Even at the level, the deep-rooted things, which is inside one level below, which others can't see, at the level of heart, it can remove. So, remove this effect of lust, greed, anger, envy, illusion, and pride. So these morning sessions are very, very helpful, because we have problems not with technology, but people using technology. Like internet is good. Internet is good because see, we are able to interact because of internet. But so see, because this free geo internet came, so many people, I have heard that India became the biggest user of pornographic sites. Why? Because corruption is here, not at the level of industry, not at the level of technology, but at the level of mind. Who will clear this mind? Because if this is dirty, no matter what you give, everything will be in vain. So our task remains to purify this. This is which is most important. So I think time is not restricting me. Still, we reach to the soul. In Bhagavad Gita, lust, greed, and anger, there is very, very detailed description how to systematically overcome these things in 3rd chapter, 4th chapter. And sometimes these topics also can be taken. So, but if you want to really be happy, you have to work at the level of soul. You have to work at the level of happiness of soul. Other happiness, let me tell you, will come automatically in your life. But the level of soul, you have to work on. It will not come automatically. Because how it comes automatically, you may say. It is written in Bhagavatam that, the material happiness is allotted by our previous karma. Previous karma means the activities we have done in our previous life. So based on that, in this life, we are allotted with some kind of happiness and distress. Now, but at the level of soul, this is not fixed. Level of soul is dynamic. Whatever you create in this life, that will affect the soul. But material happiness is given by material nature. Spiritual happiness is not given by material nature. That's why it is not fixed. So spiritual happiness you have to earn. So that's why we have to put endeavor. Morning chanting session, this evening sessions will nourish your soul, spiritual knowledge and the soul. So when you do that, you feel happy, and gradually, when you will be able to overcome the dirt in your heart, you will be more and more happy. Okay, so any questions are welcome now. We have, I think, 7-8 minutes left with us. So you can ask your questions. Is there any question in the beginning? I missed out. I will contact you personally. Okay, Piyush, soul. Okay, soul. Okay. We are not this body, we are spirit, soul, tasty food, beautiful. Okay, winning, creativity, fame. Okay, so no questions. I feel you understood everything. So there are 3 modes of material nature. I will just revise and then we will wind up. So there are 3 modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. In goodness, happiness is you first earn and then enjoy. Passion is you first enjoy and then pay. And then third is you enjoyment is an illusion. Initially you are suffering, later also you are suffering. So in this way, different levels. We enjoy at the level of senses. We do enjoy at the level of mind. We do enjoy at the level of intelligence. We do enjoy at the level of ego. But none of them is permanent. We want permanent happiness, which only can be enjoyed at the level of soul, but we have to endeavor for it. We have to endeavor for it. So, okay, so I think that's from my side.
Yes, thank you very much, Jayant sir. Actually, I would like to inform all the participants that our convocation ceremony is supposed to happen today, but since Dr. Behera was not available today, so we preponed that ceremony. So today there was no speaker, and in very short time I informed Dr. Jayant, and he accepted our proposal. So I'm very much grateful that in such a long short duration he accepted proposal, and he became ready to give class, and very nicely he mentioned the different level of happiness. And regarding this intelligence which he was mentioning, chess, personally I have that experience, because in my intermediate I was a state level chess player. So we used to play like 24 hours chess continuously without eating, without doing anything. So now I can correlate that there is some intellectual level happiness. That's why we were able to give up this happiness. So very nicely you brought out these different points, and I also got a lot of clarity on this topic. Actually, these topics I'm hearing from very long time, like almost from past 6-7 years. But when we hear such a well-structured presentation, then we get a lot of clarity on this. So thank you very much, sir, for giving us such a wonderful opportunity. And we request you to keep keep giving such a wonderful presentation, so that we will also grow, and one day we will try to follow your footsteps. Hare Krishna.
Already doing so much. And okay, one question is there, like, when the student is sharing his experience that before mantra meditation, I used to curse the administration. Oh, so much complaining, and would not stop complaining about online semester. But now, after I started mantra meditation, I don't feel like complaining or cursing others. So yes, some good is happening. So Pratyaksha, actually in Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, it is said, this knowledge is Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Evam Uttamam Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Avyam. Means Pratyaksha, one can, when he implements this knowledge in his own life, Pratyaksha Avagamam, one can experience this directly. So that is very good. So one can experience it directly. You implement it in your life, you experience it. So that's good about this knowledge. Okay, thank you.
Yes, I request participant to share your feedback in our WhatsApp group. Please share what are the points you like. Keep this enthusiasm, even though bootcamp is over, but our journey is not over. So please keep showing your enthusiasm, so that we'll be also motivated to come up with such interesting topic. Hare Krishna. So we can stop here.
Hare Krishna.